Hello guys, how's everybody going? Today I'm just gonna start a small introduction series on Rhino, because this is a really cool software. I hope everybody want to use it. It's so convenient, and it's just the best software to develop concept, draw line work, build models, things like that. So when I look at the award-winning project, how those professionals or designers do their work, I can see a strong relationship with the usage of Rhino. Okay, there's a lot of things that you can only do in Rhino, but not. It's so difficult to do in only in AutoCAD and SketchUp. So I think it's really good software. I hope you guys. Alright, so first, Rhino, when you installing your computer, you just, this is a Rhino, right? Usually we use 64-bit. Just double click it. If you are using Mac, the interface may be a little bit different, but the instance should be the same. Okay, like this is a tool, right? Rhino is made by Series Tool. I think if you are Mac, all of your tool gonna be here, gonna show up here. There will be a big toolbox with all the tools. Okay, and there's triangles, you see here, and when you click, and they will show up small tools. Okay, so this is actually a collection of different tools. Okay, you can do that. Okay, and also there's tools up here. Okay, so I think the only difference is in Mac, all your tool is here. So just look at the tools I used. So basically just memorizing, be familiar with the tool, then learn this software. You just learn the tools. So once you getting better on tools, then you should be really comfortable with this software. Alright, so and also the views, we have 4 different views: top, perspective, right, front, right. You can, if you double click, then it's just perspective. Double click top, is top. Okay, so you give you different option to see your model. Alright, like a cat. Okay, Rhino can draw lines. Alright, like this tool is line tools. There are a lot of ways to draw lines, but usually the most tool you just use line. See here, click, and then click again, draw a line, and a multi-line, polyline. See here, you just draw different lines. Then this is gonna be there, right? The other thing is, in Rhino, when you draw the first point and draw the second point, if you say, okay, I'm done, there are a couple ways to do it. You can enter, you can space, you can hit space, or you can just right click. Okay, so they all work. Okay, so when you feel like, okay, I finished, and then just you can right click, enter, or space, right? So this line, you only just, it's really obvious. And the points, we don't use that much, but multi-points is kind of important. Just click, right, and then enter space or right click, then the points down here. Sometimes you wanna do the points. By the way, for points, the other important part is snap. In here I have snap. I click snap, then different option. Okay, if you are using Mac, your snap tool may be in this area, but the option is the same. Okay, for example, if I want this intersection, right, and if I click the point again, then they will automatically detect the intersection between these lines. Okay, I could, right, click it here, then there's a point down here. All right, so this is snap tool. You can just try different ways. The other important part is this we call the gumball. Okay, gumball. When you click gumball, you click your objects, is not gonna showing up. But when you have gumball, see here, it's just showing up. Okay, you click an object, any object. It can be service, can be points, you know, any kind of object. There's a gumball show up. Okay, it's a really cool tool to help you move stuff, change stuff. Okay, see here, I can move anywhere I want, right? I can rotate, right? And I can do it in 3D view also. Okay, I can rotate, I can move, and sometimes if it doesn't show up, just click somewhere else and click them again, it will show up. I can move up and down. Okay, same thing. See here, there are 3 different bars. I can rotate this way, or I rotate this way, or I rotate this way. Okay, you can do whatever you want. And these squares is for scale. See here, I scale, right? I scale. I think it's better to show here. See here, you can scale, and if you hit Alt, hit Shift, if you hit Shift, then you will scroll proportionally. Okay. All right. So just try different options. All right. Gumball, really important, really convenient tool. So these point lines. You know, the other thing is curves is really convenient. There are a couple ways to do, but basically I just use these 2 kind of curves. One is control point curve. So this is a curve that you draw points, and the curve will show up between the points. Okay, show up between the points, and you right click, hit enter or space, then finished. And so this is the first kind of curve, and the second kind of curve is like Illustrator. You know, the curves go through the points. Okay, they're going through the points. You know, sometimes when you move, the other parts of the curve will move, right? Sometimes if you don't want to, you can like change the frequency of the point, you know, to give better shapes on your drawing. All right, so curves, these 2 kind of curve, and again, this other part about curves is in Rhino, curves services are really easy to change, modify. You know, you just click the curve, and you will find this tool called points on off. Right, when you click it, you see here, these are all the points that control this curve. Okay, you can just easily move them. Okay, you can easily move them as much as you want to the places you want. Okay, so you can select multiple points, and you can move them to the level you want. All right, see here, it's the level you want. So that's this. The same with this curve. See here, you can just move them anywhere you want. Okay, really handy to me. I think that's a curve. Once you figure out how to draw these curves, we should do some modification on the curves, right? For example, if you wanna, so this is a curve, right? If you want offset, all the tools are from here. Okay, from this tool set. Okay, it's called curve tools. See here, just watch this tool. Okay, you show up, and then there's curve tools. Okay, there are different ways to do that. There are a lot of ways to change. Okay, but you don't want, well, it's a lot of stuff, but you don't want to use that much. Sometimes it's not everyone is useful. Usually offset is really important. How it works is you just click the tool offset, and they will, you know, have this kind of a notification, you know, pop up to show you, to remind you what you're gonna do, and you just click here. It says select curve to offset. You just click the curve, and then you want to enter the distance. For example, this case I just wanna maybe 2. Let's see here, this line changed, and then when I click, then I got offset again. Okay. The other handy part about this Rhino is I just use this offset tool, right? If I want you to use this tool again, I just right click. See here, when I right click, just show up again, select curve to offset. Okay, so I just select again, and then I can offset again. I select again, select this, offset again. So you can do multiple times. Okay, just by clicks. Really easy. So this is a curve. The other part about curve is, I think it's really useful, is curve bowling. Okay, so that's usually when we gonna do some relationship between different curves. So basically we just select these curves and select inside region to keep and click enter. Then see here, they will divide the curve for you. Okay, they will divide the curve for you. You know, draw different lines and use curve bowling again and select all the curves and right click and just select these portions. You know, right click, and you know, it's so easy to extract shapes. Okay, with this tool. It's kind of like the Illustrator's divide tool. Okay, just know you can do that with this tool. So this was this. I think that's pretty much it in here. There's a lot of tools. If you wanna interested some other tools, you can ask me, or you can definitely figure out it by yourself. The other thing is, if you don't know what this tool was, you can just go to help, and once you click tools, there's like automatically, it's interactive. Okay, automatically, you know, help information on this tool. Okay, so you can learn from it. So this was this. Okay. By the way, the other part about the tool, about curves, is points. Okay, see here, there's like these points, right? And this curve, we have these kind of curves, right? Usually, see here, there's a lot of curves actually. See here, you cannot, sometimes it's hard to, there are too many control points, you know. It's just hard to modify them, because you want to select all the, for example, I want to move this area bigger, you know, you want to select all the points so you can change it. So there's a really good tool called, just, you know, rebuild the curve. When you click it and select this curve, just make sure, so you can just actually change how many control points you want. For example, if I change to 5, the curve will change to this kind of shape, right? Let me move this curve somewhere here. Okay, let me move this curve here. So let's do it again. Select curve, and right click, and then, you know, you can change how many points you want. For example, I change to 50, hit preview. See here, it changed a little bit, but when you click OK, when I select the curve and I will select the points, see here, there are way more less points than before. So it's easier, become easier to, you know, to do change, to modify. Okay. Okay. So basically, you wanna remember the rebuild curve. Okay. I think that's it. That's this one. All right. Then what's next? Then is cut and split. Okay. This is really handy. For example, you have, for example, when if these two curves overlap with each other, they touch here. You just there's a really good tool called split. You just click it, select the object to split, and right click when you're done, and select cutting split. When you click the cutting object, right click, and see here, this curve is cut by this line. Okay, so it's really obvious. It's like AutoCAD or those kind of, you have this kind of tool, right? And the other thing is trim. The same thing. If I draw a line, I click trim, I select cutting object, and select object to trim. If I select this part, it's just be trimmed, right? I think that's really obvious. It should not be hard, right? So these are curves, points, lines. Just make sure you understand that. All right. So if you have, I think by only using these tools, you can draw your plan really well. For example, you want to draw a circle, then this circle, right? If you want to draw a parking lot here, there's parking lots, right? And if you want, trace the road, then you have a road down here, right? Think not that hard. So I think that's it today. That's for this one. Okay, I just talking about points, lines. Next video I'm gonna talk about service. Alright, thank you.